What's going on, y'all? This is Mr. Hoodwrench. This is part 3 of my transmission rebuild thing. I'm just doing this around the house in my spare time. I got some transmission goop, but you could use if you're good at it. I got my black hardened steels right there for added heat protection. A whole set of these with my homie discount my dude gave me at transmission shop costs like $75, but if you buy them all brand new, they probably cost you about 105. But these black steels here are just for added protection. If you pull out your old ones out your transmission, your old ones are like a old aluminum looking color, and as you can see, these are black. They've been heat treated. Another thing you have right here are your Torrington bearings. The Torrington bearings go on the end of that gear that's down there. That gear right there. There's one that goes right here, and there's one that goes right there. Of course, you got to keep your trusty dusty brake cleaner. That's your best friend, and you're probably asking why I have two. This one here on my left side here is the original one that came out of my transmission. As you can see, it's got heat treated here, but in the earlier model 700s, these are known to tear apart and break up. You always want to inspect in here inside the gears, inside here where this Torrington bearing goes here, make sure it's not broken, and also around here and through here, because you get heat cracks all down through here. And monitor the surface here where the bearing sits. Make sure it doesn't get hot down through here. This one here is a heat-treated reverse. Oh God, I can't think of the name of it right now. But this connects to the rear piston in the transmission, and you can see it very vaguely, but there's a little line right there on these gears here. Your rear sun gear sits in here. This one's been heat treated. There's an upgraded version of this one here. This costs about $10, and each one of them, it'll have a line here, and a line here. There's 3 lines. That's how you know it's heat treated. Same thing, you just got to check in here, make sure there's no grooves or burrs from previous bad bearings, and check the backside here. My rear piston and spring pack, which you can't really see that well because of my Razzie phone, have already been installed inside. And it goes back to this Torrington bearing. This bearing right here, I always put a little grease in there, you know, because you don't want nothing ever to do a dry start. But when you're putting these on this gear here, this side here goes against the body. Okay. So, you know, I make sure I got the right one. It has a little line right there. This little groove right here, you want to make sure it's against the back of this. So you put that there and move it around a little bit. I apply a little transmission grease to the back of this anyway, because you know you don't want anything to have a real dry start, especially you know when you're doing anything metal to metal. You know, everybody have their own way of doing stuff. But that's just me, you know. Ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure, I always say. And you want to make sure you check your bushings and stuff in there. So I'm going to take this and slide it down in here, and it should pretty much fall into place. But as you can see, it sits down in this little area here, and you want to be able to move it kind of freely. That's how you know it's installed. There you go, you can see it turning there. That's how you know once you put the bearing on that this has been installed correctly. Then you want to put the other bearing on the same way that you put this one on. Okay, this bearing right here goes right there. So like I said, this is part 3 of my tutorial. It's kind of rough, but it's Mr. Hoodwrench building his 700. I'll see y'all later.